sleep station, we will hear a great story that will leave you breathless. Sleep station.
Since childhood, no one was my friend, and I was considered a pervert. It seems to me that among all the sensations that are called pleasures, there is only one worthy of this name, the one that comes over a person when he or she sees the suffering of another. I believe that man in his primitive state can crave only one thing: to torment his own kind. In the moment when our body rests in sleep, our deepest desires and actions are under our control and remain unpunished. I have always believed that sleep is equal to our waking life. The things we do in our dreams go unpunished, so I loved nightmares. I developed the ability to induce them artificially. As soon as I fell asleep with my head lower than my body, the nightmare would squeeze me with its claws almost immediately. I was alone. I had no family, so I began to live dreams that gave me pleasure. I created the most suitable setting for my nightmares. It was a large hall somewhere deep underground. It was lit by the red fire of two huge furnaces. The walls were made of iron. The floor was stone. There were all the usual accessories of torture: a rack, a stake, a seat with nails, knives, tongs, and much more. With the intense tension of desire, I brought into this underground piece whomever I wanted. Sometimes familiar faces, more often those born in my imagination, usually girls and boys. Then I created a flock of ugly dwarfs to help me. Their number grew at my will. They fulfilled all my wishes and mocked the victims along with me. I probably would have remained crazy, lonely, and unhappy. But my former friends, considering me sick and close to madness, wanted to save me by introducing me to a beautiful girl. All the charms of a woman and a man were combined in the one whom I fell in love with, whom I called my own so often, and whom I will not stop mourning all the days of my life. And she was shown me as a sufferer, as an unfortunate person who needed to be saved. She started with curiosity and moved on to the fullest, to passion. Soon we got married, and were very happy. After our honeymoon, my wife and I settled in a new, bright, and cheerful house. I convinced myself that I was interested in world events and city news and read newspapers. I forgot about my nightmares, which I loved so much. I learned to stay awake during the day again. But of course, never, oh never, did the desire for other delights die in me at all. One evening I put wide sofas in my library and began to lock myself in there at night. A little later I began to spend whole days there. I did my best to hide my secret from my wife. More than 6 months passed, counting from the time I returned to nightmares to the day my most cherished wish was returned to me. I suddenly felt free again. "Come," I said to my ghost. "Let's go. She's sleeping now. And take a thin dagger with you." Passing through the hall, I saw the city's roofs through the windows and thought, all this is in my power. I entered my wife's room to enjoy abusing my beloved, to do whatever I wanted. I had the urge to kneel down in front of her bed and kiss her cold feet. But I immediately reminded myself that it was all in a dream. I could finally fulfill my secret dream, do whatever I wanted with this woman. Bending over my wife's body, I clutched her throat with my strong hand so that she could not scream.
"Stop, I beg you, stop, stop."
I saw how she shuddered, stretched out, still unable to scream, but her eyes were filled with tears of pain and despair, and tears rolled down her cheeks, and my hand, which held the dagger, was running sticky and warm blood. I began to slowly stab her, tore the blanket off her and stabbed her, naked, trying to close, to get up, to crawl. Oh, how sweet and how terrible it was to cut the elastic bulges of the body with a blade, and to braid all of it, beautiful, tender, beloved, with red ribbons of wounds and blood.
Darling, come to breakfast. I made you pancakes with honey.
And we went to breakfast. That's when I realized how much I loved her.
There was a man who didn't like being in reality, who enjoyed dreams where he could mock people. Then he decided to kill his wife in a dream. He dragged her into his imagination and enjoyed abusing her. Then he would wake up and live an almost normal life.